Deep in a forest in northern France, there's a strange concrete structure.
It's an extraordinary sight. There's a vast concrete dome nestling in the green farmlands.
This place is total science fiction. Look at it. There's nothing else like it. And this, the shape of it is just peculiar. Did something plug into that? It's just a strange looking edifice, really.
What you see from outside is there's some sort of entrance. It looks like something that you would see maybe in a James Bond movie, some, villain's lair.
Hidden inside are dark, cavernous halls carved out of the rock that lead deep underground. Miles of tunnels stretching in every direction disappear into the darkness.
The great steel structures underground supporting this facility. So something of incredible value was happening here. But what was it?
Nobody else had anything like this. These guys were at least 20 years ahead of their time.
So, what is it? And who built it? And why does this building now lie in ruins? The story is rooted in Hitler's change of fortunes during the Second World War, when the Germans were suffering crushing defeats on several fronts.
As the tide started to turn against the Nazis in 1943, Hitler turned to his great new toy box of Wunderwaffen, wonder weapons.
They wanted to do something spectacular, something that would knock the Allies kind of back on their heels. They were desperate for some kind of dramatic knockout punch.
But Allied bombers were doing great damage to Hitler's industrial heartlands.
So he takes the decision to move the most important ones underground, where they're built in subterranean factories.
This is one of those factories, which was built just outside Pas-de-Calais in northern France. It had to be able to withstand the intensive bombing.
This building would have been a source of national pride. This is the complex that was going to win them the war.
Construction began in September 1943. 1,300 workers labored day and night. It was a massive undertaking. As historian Laurent Thierry explains.
The idea was to start with the roof to protect the underground galleries from bombings, so that they could install a launch preparation room deep down. The galleries were to accommodate all the required items for this site: garrison, power generation, and air distribution.
It was like a mini underground town, the ultimate futuristic weapon development center. It was where they would build Hitler's new wonder weapon. But what was it?
These were something that had never been seen before. They came supersonically with no sound and exploded in cities. They took only 5 minutes from launch to impact. This was a whole new kind of warfare.
This is La Coupole, the German V-2 missile launch site, codenamed Bovenhaben 21. It was built to produce and fire long-range ballistic missiles, which could hit targets more than 200 miles away. The Germans called it their vengeance weapon, and it was going to be Hitler's way of taking revenge for the Allied bombings of German cities. The V-2 was the world's very first long-range guided ballistic missile. It would also become the first man-made object to travel into space. La Coupole was the base for a weapon that was Hitler's last hope of winning the war.
So this, it's a bomb shelter for bombs. This is 55,000 tons of concrete, 15 feet deep. Just below me here is where the rockets were to be launched.
Much of the development was top secret. But what we do know is that once the missiles were assembled, they were transported out to a launch pad and fired.
The V-2 rocket was basically designed to instill terror in the populations of anywhere it hit. Flies high up practically to the edge of space and then comes screaming back down faster than the speed of sound, no advance warning, and it delivers this massive explosive charge.
So why did German High Command decide to build the complex here? La Coupole was just 45 kilometers from the coast of northern France, and the perfect location to attack its primary target, London.
Hitler wanted the La Coupole facility to be able to send V-2 rockets against London at a rate of dozens a day. This meant a site that could store hundreds of rockets and produce them around the clock.
All of the missile components were to be stored in a vast network of underground tunnels before going to the very heart of the operation for assembly.
The construction zone is built on a vertical hierarchy, so that at every level there would be specialists adding additional elements to the V-2 as it went through the construction process.
But the Germans hadn't been completely successful in keeping La Coupole's location a secret. And in March 1944, the first Allied bombs rained down on the concrete dome. The complex had yet to launch a single missile. But it was already a target for the Allies' very own superweapon. It was an earthquake bomb called Tallboy. Each Tallboy bomb weighed 6 tons. It was specifically designed to destroy massive hardened targets against which conventional bombs were useless.
There will be a total of about 20 raids on the site until July 1944. The British will drop 3,000 tons of bombs onto the site, including 32 Tallboy bombs during 2 operations.
One bomb landed right beside the dome, burying the entrances to 2 of the tunnels. All construction was stopped, and the site was never completed. La Coupole was finally abandoned at the end of July 1944. Today, the site is a ruin.
We have no idea how close we came to losing the war. And this is testament to that fact. If the Germans had another year, this would have been complete. Would have been pumping out 50 missiles a day. Don't forget the UK is 5 minutes away. Fortunately for us, time was not on their side.